Samore Love Bugs, you have now tuned into my If Loving You Is Wrong recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos and give it that good old thumbs up. I know I'm over here looking like Aunt Jemima up in the business, up in here. But the reason why is because I'm like, as soon as I finish this, I'm about to just do a little bit of a few other things that I have to do. And then I'm going to sleep because I had a long day. I went to, well, I did a whole lot, but yeah, we'll talk about that another time because that's gonna make it way too long. But I had a very eventful evening. So, anyways, the cat is out of the bag, honey. Yes. So Alex and Randall, they have been revealed. Everybody knows what they have been doing. As they say, what goes on in the dark tends to come out to the light, honey. And that's exactly what happened. They have been exposed to the world. So Ed, he's acting crazy, literally talking about he wants to go and blow the guy's brains off. And he's trying to get Lucius to be on his team to go ahead and do it. And Lucius has to be the voice of reason. Like, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody going over there shooting nobody. He's like, you're drunk right now. He's like, this is me all day. And yeah, it kind of is him all the time. He's like freaking a loose cannon. And he's going to get himself either thrown in jail with people that he has put in jail, or he's going to get himself killed or kill somebody. I don't know. He's going to do something stupid one of these days. Ugh, it just makes me so mad. Natalie and Esmeralda, they come to Alex's side and they're trying to console her. And it kind of surprised me that Natalie was being so nice to Alex because I'm like, but hold on, wait a minute. I felt like this was a little bit funny style because when she thought that it was Kelly, she was giving Kelly the mean grills and like reading her and giving her the third degree, you know what I'm saying? And reading her rights. And when she finds out it's Alex, I feel like she was super different. Was this because like, oh, you're black, you're not supposed to act like that? Like, I don't know. It just felt weird the way she came at Kelly when she thought that it was Kelly. And then when it was Pepper, she kind of switched it up. So, Kelly, she's looking at Alex like with a face of disgust. And they're like, why are you looking at her like that? And she's like, because she thinks I'm a whore. And she's like, the reason is because Travis just did something similar to me and I know what it feels like. And she's totally right. Like, this is the same exact thing. She just wasn't married. And who was it to try to come at her and say that she wasn't married, so she doesn't really know? I think it was Esmeralda. But she's like, please. And then Esmeralda tried to talk about her past experiences with bad relationships, and it just almost got into an argument. But Natalie kind of calmed it down real quick, and it's like, we're not doing this right now. And she was more so of the peacemaker, if anything. I feel like Alex, she's saying that she wished she never did this, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't think it's you wish you never did this. I think it's you wish you never got caught. That's the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? You wish that nobody had found out because then now you would have continued to do what y'all you was doing there in the shed. So don't even try to pretend like we don't know, honey, okay? Because we know. So Kelly reveals that she was the one that pointed out to Marcy that Pepper was right under her nose. Even though she didn't say like, okay, it's Alex. She pretty much gave her clues that she can pinpoint the person. And there was the other two ladies, Natalie and Esmeralda, they were kind of coming down on her because they're like, that was the end of your business. Why would you do that? That wasn't right. But Alex is just like, it's whatever. It's fine. It's okay. I understand. So Kelly, she says that, well, when she was leaving, actually, when they was all like dispersing and going about their business, who's outside? Mr. Travis. It's funny because she was just talking about him. It's like she spoke him into existence. And that tends to happen too often, honey. So she's outside and he's talking about he let go the other girl. He's not with her anymore. He called the wedding off and he knows that he cares about her and he wants to be with her. And she's like, she's moved on. She's trying to raise the money and have the money that she can be able to live in the house that she bought, so she doesn't have to go back to her old apartment and think about him and all the memories that they shared in that apartment. She's trying to move forward with her life. She's not trying to move backwards. And she's like, yo, there's a bee that lives inside of me, and you really need to leave me alone before she starts to come out and play, because he's acting like he's not going to leave her alone. She's like, yo, like, every time I think about you, I want you to make love to me. You're reminiscing, you're getting these thoughts, but she doesn't want to be a victim to it or become weak to it. So Ed and Brad, they were outside talking in like the park, kind of like the hood type of thing, hood scene, drinking a 40 or whatever they were drinking. And this dude, they talking about their feelings, and Ed is talking about some next level ish. He's talking about some, yeah, he wanted to, sometimes he wants to like drag a girl by her hair, pull her down the stairs, and then burn her to death in the house. Like, what? What are you talking about? Why are you being a freaking psycho? And he's putting all these crazy thoughts into Brad's head. So now Brad, he starts talking crazy as well, and he says that he's going to burn down the house, and he wants Ed's gun. And Ed's like, well, I can't give you this gun, but I can give you an unmarked gun. And I'm just like, yo, stop hanging around this dude, because you're going to do something stupid and end up landing yourself in jail, and he going to be looking at you like, I'm sorry, but I can't do nothing. I got kids to feed. I got my child to feed. I got mortgage to pay. I'm sorry, you my friend and all, but I ain't think you was going to really do it. You always been the nice guy. When Brad gets home, he was packing, and Alex keeps on trying to get him to stop, to get him to talk to her, to get him to look at her. And I'm like, girl, this just happened. You need to leave this man alone. Like, you lucky he don't bust your face in. I don't, like, you know, violence is not the answer, but when people are upset, you never know what the hell they're going to do. They can be like loose cannons sometimes, because you don't think. You're not thinking rationally. You're just upset. And somebody irking you like that, getting in your face, oh, open your eyes, look at me, come on, talk to me, is like super annoying. So he's trying to pack up his stuff, and then she's just asking him, like, what do you think about me, and this and that, and he's just like, I'm like, girl, you really don't want to know what he probably thinks about you right now, because anything that he can say out of his mouth is not going to sound pretty. Then he kind of grabs her, and he is like literally trying to stifle her and kill her, but he eventually let go of her. And then when he's trying to leave, like, she comes again, and she's just like, no, I don't want you to leave. Then he says, well, you know what? And he gives her a gun, and he's like, well, if you love me so much, then you got to go and blow his brains out. I'm like, what? Now you trying to make her a murderer? I mean, I'll be like, I love you and all, but, you know, I'm not going to jail, because this is jail time right here. This is a whole nother level of crazy. I ain't willing to profess my love this way. Nah. So they talk about what she's been doing, and he says, like, where have you guys been having sex? And she says, in the shed. And it's like he's just asking her all these questions. He asks her, how often did they do it? She's like, once or twice a month. And I'm like, I feel like it was more than that. I feel like that was total BS. And then he asks, like, other insane questions, like, is he bigger than him? And she's like, she didn't really want to answer. She's like, come on, don't do this to me. Like, no one ever wants to answer those types of questions. And no one really wants to hear the answer to the questions. It's just that at the moment you're mad and you're jealous and you're wondering what it is that made this person want to not want to be with you or want to cheat on you. And you're like, damn, like, what the hell could it be? Like, is he bigger than me? What is it? So she's like, well, yeah, he is. And then he also asks, what did he ask after that? He asked her if she used protection. She said no. And it was just like, the truth was just sounding so much more horrible than if she would have continued to lie. Because once you're saying the truth, it's like you're revealing stuff and you're saying it, and to hear yourself say it out loud, it's just like, it's just like crazy. You know, it's totally insane. He also asks if they were like talking about him and if he does it better than him, and she had to say yes because she was being honest. And I'm just like, Brad's self-esteem must be so horrible right now. But you love him though. Then she says that he asks if she's having his baby, and he's like, and she says no, that she's not. And he's like, how do you know? And she's like, because I have the book, and I've checked the calendar over and over again, and the dates don't add up. So he asks for the book now that she has the calendar. And when he looks at it, it has like grades, and he's like, okay, so what's the AAA mean? And she's like, well, that's for when I had sex with him. And then he's like, okay, what's the F's mean? And then she's like, that's when I had sex with you. So he's like, so I'm failing is what you're trying to say. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's just making things worse and worse. She might as well just freaking get a freaking can and throw some fuel on the fire and then throw some wood on it and just let it burst up into flames and just get super high, because that's what she's pretty much doing. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, so that's what you would do to the kids what would you do to the kids if they came home with grades like this? Would you swap them out and get something better that actually does what you wanted to? I'm like, dang, homie, you making some good points though. So, I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it, of the things that happened in this episode. It was like really crazy. It had me some moments where I was like, dang. Well, I was like, ooh, child. Dang, girl, look what you done got yourself into. It is in the light now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.